Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Welcome back. I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And that's right. And you tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just trying to listen, but it's been a wild couple of days, man. It's been a wild couple of days, man. So I'm just out here trying to survive and make it out here in these streets, man. But how you feeling? Everything good with you?
Man, everything is it's getting better. I just say that. Let me say that. It's getting better. Like you said, it's been a wild couple of goddamn days, man. It's been a wild couple of days.
Man, that's understandable, man. Like and then like for me, man, like it's been taking me probably about over an hour and a half, man, for me to get home the last couple of days. And I think it's because we got 4th of July rolling up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people probably traveling and things like that, man. It's getting hectic out here on these interstates.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's been wild, man. I'm talking about this shit affected my mood, man. Like yesterday, if we would have potted yesterday, I don't think we would have got the pod that we probably gonna get today. Let's just put it that way.
I agree. It was a weird it was a weird energy going around yesterday, man. And a bunch of different stuff had happened. I had a family member pass away. Rest in peace to my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bunch of weird stuff going on, man. And it was one of them days where it was just like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think this is the day to really pod. Plus, I ain't gonna lie, I was liquored up at the repast, so I really didn't want to jump on no pod either. It was just one of the times like, bro, we're gonna have to reschedule this one because it was all bad, man. I got some stupid ass phone calls. It was all kind of dumb shit, man. And then you saying that the you know what I'm saying, just the people coming in, bro, for some odd reason, they are deciding to just do random ass construction on all of these streets in our city, bro. Just out of nowhere. Like today, I get home, I can't even get home because the main street shut down. I got to go all the way around and take a fucking detour to get to the house. So now I can't even, you know what I'm saying, just drive up and down the fucking street no more. I got to fucking go through this bullshit, man. It's all kind of bullshit, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. Like you said, man, it's crazy that you had like a gloomy day yesterday. I had a gloomy day. And so it was really kind of a relief, man, that we ended up not doing the pod yesterday. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good though, man. We still here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To give the people something. You know what I'm saying? Stay consistent. We're still gonna give y'all 2 pods this week. So
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Bear with us, man. Bear with us.
Please do, man. But so today I know we promised you guys on the coming soon that we were going to do the Ladybugs starring Rodney Dangerfield, but instead, because of everything that's been going on and just the energy that's been around, we're gonna change it up, man. It's gonna be more of a laid back pod today. This is gonna be a behind the scenes episode, man. So without further ado, let's get into the feature presentation. So I know, you know what I'm saying, we watch a lot of stuff on the side. Mm-hmm. And I think last episode we talked about some stuff we wanted to see come out or any of that, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But before we get into some of the stuff we've been watching, you know what I'm saying, outside of what we have to watch for the pod, what is the last movie you watched like that you went back to?
That I went back to?
Yeah, like that you just was like one of them favorite movies or like one of them feel good movies that you just sat back, kicked, and it was like, man, let me watch it. I ain't seen this in a minute. Let me watch this.
Honestly, I got one. It's very interesting that you asked that question because like as of late, like there has been some things because like sometimes like when it get later,
mm-hmm.
And I start like dozing off and shit, and if I'm watching like a show, it's like, all right, I don't want to fall asleep on my show, so I just you know what I'm saying, throw it on something real quick so I don't, fall asleep on the show and I can just pick up on it the next day. But something that I did went back to and watched again. So you remember the movie Identity? Had John Cusack in it. What's my girl name? Motherfucking, what is her name? Oh, it had Ray Liotta in it. It had Amy, no, Amanda Peet in it. Man, I know you've seen this shit, right?
I probably
Okay,
have seen it though.
so what Identity is about? So it's like these people that like they ended up being stranded at this fucking hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what it was, so there was this dude that was on death row, and like so they called for this like immediate like meeting, this because he was supposed to like die like that night or whatever. And so his doctor was like, "Yo, like we figured out what the problem is. He got split personalities, and he was like, all we have to do is get him to kill the bad personality,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's good, right?"
Yeah.
So that's what the movie's about, and it plays out like at this hotel. We got all of these different people where they randomly start showing up at this fucking hotel. So they
Mm-hmm.
all randomly show up at this hotel, and then these bodies start dropping,
Oh shit.
and like every time a body drops, a hotel key will be found under the body.
Mm-hmm.
So they really set you up because it's like, so you got this one dude who's a driver for celebrities and shit like that. And so then you got this one dude who we thought was the owner of the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got this one lady, she's looked at as a call girl or whatever. So she's just, she just robbed this dude, and her whole dream was to go to Florida and fucking live where the oranges are or whatever, some shit. Like she wanted to buy like this plot of land that had like oranges and shit.
Yeah.
So then you had Ray Liotta, who was an escaped convict. Him and this other guy, they're an escaped convict, but Ray Liotta is posing as a cop because he fucking killed the cop that was transporting them. So everybody think he's a fucking cop, but he's really a fucking convict.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got this guy and his wife and their little son. So all of these bodies are dropping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole point of this is like I said, it's about this one dude that's on death row.
Yeah.
And so his doctor's like trying to tell him, yo, we need you in your mind to kill the killer personality and you'll be good.
Okay.
All right. So then the people that's at the hotel start to find out that all of their birthday is the same day, and all and all of their names got a fucking state or a city in it. So then they start to figure out that they're not even fucking real. So it's some wild ass shit. But at the end of the fucking movie, the fucking he ended up thinking that he killed the killer, and then the killer ended up being somebody else. And so it's so funny to be talking about this because I told you I've been watching The Crowded Room, and The Crowded Room is about Billy Mulligan, and Billy Mulligan had 24 personalities.
Right.
And so this dude had like, I don't know, 8, 10, or 12 or whatever. And so when they thought that, so all of this shit played out like in front of, so he was able to change his, like they don't show this in the movie, but he's able to like change his voices to all of the people that was at the hotel and all this type of shit. It's a wild ass fucking movie, but I always thought it was very underrated because of like the whole concept of it. It's just the fact of like when the people start to figure out, that's just like so you remember we did Vanilla Sky or whatever. Yeah. So you remember the one part at the end where Kurt Russell figured out that he wasn't real. He was like, I'm real. He was like, he's like, I got a daughter. He's like, what's your daughter's name? He was like, well, I can't think of it right now, but I know I'm real. Like, I'm not fake, you know? And like, that's what like this movie was like, because once they figured out, they was like, yo, like, I ain't even fucking real. Like, I'm living inside this fucking dude's mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a real crazy movie. But like I say, man, they got Ray Liotta in it. John Cusack is in it. Amanda Peet is in it. Oh shit! Everybody's name is slipping my mind right now. But that's one of the movies that I had went back and watched that I haven't seen in a while. Underrated film.
Yeah,
Came out in 2003. It's a pretty dope movie, man. So I'm gonna
absolutely.
throw it back at you. Something that you went back to.
Man, The Transporter.
Yo, that's a dope movie.
Man, let me tell you something. So we talk about all the time about how, saying, like, you watch a movie, I'm saying, the first time you watch it, you just enjoying the movie.
Hmm.
And you don't really get into it as much as you do once you watch it a couple more times or even later on down the line. But man, let me tell you something. The story, the cast, the choreography, that was a great movie, man. I
Hmm.
mean, like, really, like, through and through, it was a great movie. Everything about it was dope because you got this guy who's trying to, what I'm saying, who's basically just trying to live his life. That's all he really trying to do. And somehow he ends up in these contracts that he got to be this super mega action hero. And I mean, Jason Statham, bro, like, and this is, to me, this is like right before Jason Statham hit that stride where he was just in like every action movie possible. Like, this is like the beginning of Jason Statham, man. And like just watching him at that stage and seeing how he like worked and do his thing, man, goodness gracious. It was, yeah, that movie ended up being a lot better. And the not the longevity, what am I thinking of? The replay value on it is is super high. You really
Yeah,
can't go wrong with any of them. I don't know
yeah,
about the third. Maybe the third one you can kind of ease off of, but
It-
those first two,
yeah. The first two
man.
it's definitely better than the third, but the third one's alright though. The third
Yeah,
one,
the
it's
third
not
one
a
is good.
bad movie.
That's what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying.
not a bad movie. Yeah,
Yeah, like, yeah, but those first two, man, God, Lee, they really they put their foot in those two. But that first one, like, just the premise of it, like, you got this dude that's riding around and like this fucking that shit was like that shit was like James Bond meets Fast and Furious.
okay, I can see that comparison.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because the whole car aspect, and I know the sale of Audis went up like crazy.
Oh man, who are you telling?
That shit went up like crazy, bro. Everybody wanted an Audi after they seen the Transporter,
Shit,
knowing
I
that it
wanted
couldn't do none
that.
of that shit it could do in that movie, but they definitely wanted one of them.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that choice at all, man. Like I like all three of the transporters, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
Jason Statham, for the most part, like the action movies that he come out with, I haven't seen all of them,
Yeah,
but in the majority ones that I've seen, like put it this way, I haven't seen like a trash Jason Statham led movie.
I have.
I don't I don't think I have.
It was
Like
one of them
there's
straight to
some
DVD
that
joint. It was
that's
horrible.
what I'm saying. Like he had some. There was one where he had like this hat on his head. It was like Braveheart. I don't know what the fuck that shit was called. Home Front or something. I don't know. I
Yeah,
never watched it,
yeah,
but like I'm pretty sure there are some. But the ones that I've seen,
yeah,
that wasn't trash. Now, don't get me wrong. Like Crank Two,
yeah. That
they
was,
you know what I'm
they went
saying. It
a
was a
little too far.
stretch.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
but
The first one was
but
great.
it was yeah. The first one was great, but like I'm just meaning like, you know what I'm saying, like the joints like the one, you know what I'm saying, that
Mm-hmm.
he did with Jet Li. War. He did two movies with Jet Li. He did War
Yeah,
with Jet Li as
that
well.
was a good one too.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he just got these movies that are out there that are really, really good movies, but it seems like they don't get like that repay value that people really go and talk about them. Like as far as like Jason Statham, it's like the movies that people really talk about are like him being in like the Fast and the Furious shit. But like he's not like the guy in Fast and the Furious. But like as far as the movies where like he's the guy, I do think that the transporter ones like is his thing.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure,
saying? That people
for
like
sure.
really know him for. And of course, he got the expendable shit with You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
man, you know what you didn't name? I don't know, and I don't know if you've seen this or not. Have you ever seen Safe, where you gotta find a
Yes,
little girl that remembered the numbers by heart?
yes,
Oh my
yes.
god, bro, you talking about that to me? That's like his cherry on top, bro. That movie was amazing. That movie was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I
I fuck
really
with
fuck
Safe.
with that one.
See, one of mine is the one that I mentioned. The one like
Yeah.
it's a very very underrated movie, and I think the concept of it is really crazy. It's one of those sci-fi supernatural movies where it's basically like so Jet Li is really like the main character, and
Right.
like so basically there is another you on like all these different universes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like the one dude figured out like how because like Jason Statham is like this cop that controls people like traveling to different universes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jet Li character is going around killing all of his other people so he could become the
Get
one. And the
stronger.
more and
Yeah.
more people, yeah, he gets stronger and stronger. And so like that movie, man, like just to even really think of that concept, this whole shit of like not even really cloning, it's just more of like how they say, everybody got a twin out here. I know that's not technically the same as what they was doing in that movie, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I am a firm believer in. I just don't believe that they say we got all of these different planets and all this shit, but this is the only planet that got fucking living life on it.
Yeah.
It's really kind of hard to believe. Now I don't know if that means that there's more humans out there
Mm-hmm.
or there's aliens or whatever the fuck you want to call this shit. I'm just not naive to believe that like this is the only fucking place where there's living people. So
Right.
like to think about this movie about all these different universes of like different, yous or whatever, but you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It looked like you, but it's not you. Like
Right.
all of those personalities were different. Well, none of
Yeah.
these motherfuckers the same.
Right.
So I don't know. I just thought that was a crazy concept of a movie. And that movie came out in like 2001 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that shit was
But
multiverse before multiverse.
exactly,
Yeah.
it really was like so. I don't know. I think that for me, that's probably like the cherry on top for me was the one
Okay.
because I think he punted this shit, and I like how him and Jet Li came back and did War too.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was dope too.
Man, okay. Okay, so I know you play video games just like I do. I don't think you are as into the video games as I am, but I know you definitely play them. And I know you know what God of War is, right?
I know what it is. I never played it.
Okay. Well, rumor has it that the main character Kratos is supposed to be casted by The Rock.
Okay, not
So
surprised.
how do you feel about this, man? And the only reason I'm asking is because me personally, either it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing. Like there's no in between. Like it ain't gonna be no if and it's either he gonna make it bad or he gonna make it good. Like that's anytime The Rock does a movie, he either makes it bad or make it good. Like Fast and Furious, good. Hercules, bad. Like you know what I'm saying? Like San Andreas, bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he teeters a lot. So knowing that he's not like he's a great action star, don't get me wrong. Like as of lately, he's been doing a lot better. And even when like he does like the comedic roles, which to me, I think that's where he should really like hone in on because like he does a great job in comedy movies. Um, how do you feel about him taking his role? Because this is one of those things where it can really take off for him if he do this right, or this could be another one on the list where we be like, man, he got too many bad movies. I don't know if he as good as everybody say he is.
The Rock is getting involved in so much shit, dude. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I don't even know what The Rock even is anymore. And this is what I mean by this, right? So,
Yeah.
so you remember like the whole shit of like he could possibly run for president and shit. It's
That
like
was crazy. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why people thought that was like the thing to do, but no, I never
but like,
agreed with that.
yeah, and then it's like, okay, so then he got the beef with fucking Vin Diesel and shit. And he's like, yo, like, I'm done with Fast and the Furious. And then next thing you know, hi everyone. I just want you to know I am coming back to Fast and the Furious. It's like, what the fuck? And then he think he's slick because he tried to say that he was coming back for a spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm seeing fucking posters and shit of Fast and the Furious 10 Part 2 and got him and Vin Diesel and Paul Walker on the shit.
How the fuck
It's
are
like,
they getting his brother?
Yeah. And
they're gonna do the CGI shit on his face.
Okay,
probably.
I gotta say this shit. Well, they ain't even gotta do that much CGI because his brother really look like that.
They really look like each other, yeah.
But I get it. Because 99% of the time when a person fucking dies in real life, they die on the show or the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
They the only ones that's gonna take this whole turn of. So you got Brian, who
didn't he die in the movie?
No,
he did.
They say he just went to go take care of his kids.
Okay, wait. Before you finish, I have a confession to make. I stopped watching after like Fast 5 or Fast 6, so I don't know what the fuck has been going on. I heard they went to space in a Pontiac or something like that. I've been in this movie.
So this is the thing. So I think it was. I want maybe 6. I think is when he died.
Okay.
So there's the scene where Paul Walker and Vin Diesel are driving down the street. They're like racing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think, Brian won. Mm-hmm. And so like the roads kind of like did this joint, right? And so anytime cheesy, so this is what trips me out though. So you telling me that a dude who was a cop, right? Mm-hmm. Undercover, and one gets so tight with them, he gives them the keys, right? So then, you know what I'm saying, too, he's an FBI agent, but he go rogue again. So then he's the one that's been down with you this whole motherfucking time. Mm-hmm. Now you telling me that Dom's sister shows up, but Brian stay back with the kids?
Yeah, that was weird. I heard about that too. That was weird.
Man, if you don't get this bullshit the fuck out of my face.
Dom got a son or a daughter or something like that?
He got a son. He got a son. He got a son. He got a son. Brian got him. Brian is the designated babysitter, my guy. It's like, if y'all don't get this fucking bullshit out of my life, like you're telling me that Dom got a whole sister out here. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not saying dudes can't take care of kids. I'm doing it myself.
Right.
But you telling me this dude that used to be a cop, undercover cop, FBI agent, turned rogue, he's doing all of this shit. You know what? Dom, send me your kid. I'm going to watch your kids with my kids and let my wife go with you and take on these missions. Come on, man. Yeah. Just let him die, man. Like he died.
I gave up when I seen him dragging that fucking vault.
In the fucking Dominican Republic. What the fuck is that? Cuba?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was in Cuba. That was in Havana, I think.
All I know is it was a big ass vault, and they was dragging that motherfucker on the highway with 2 separate cars. My nigga, stop, bro. It's beginning to be too much.
Okay.
Beginning to be too much, bro.
Okay, I went way off the left end.
No, you didn't, because they went off the left end. What are you talking about? They been went off the left end. I still don't even know what this shit is about.
Yo,
I have not met one person that can tell me what Fast and Furious is about.
Man, I'm telling you, man, they international criminals, man.
How did they get from that to street racers? I mean, from street racers.
I have no idea, man. This shit, it took a turn. It definitely took a turn, but
I got the real question. Where's Bow Wow? Why ain't Bow Wow been back?
He was in the last one. No, wait a minute. I ain't seen the last one yet. He was in 9. He was in 9.
Okay, I ain't seen.
They brought everybody back from Tokyo Drift, my guy. They brought Lotus Black back and everything.
Okay,
yes.
Respect that. All right, we good.
They was in 9.
Because I'm
Bow Wow
saying
1-9.
they let my man back, bro. I ain't like that.
Bow Wow and Locust Black was the ones who really came up with the whole idea for them to send that motherfucking Pontiac into space.
All right, man. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, whatever, man. What?
Okay. But to answer the question, dude, look, man, The Rock, I don't know, man. Like he gets involved in so much shit.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing surprises me at this point.
Yeah.
Rock just, like I said, he got his whole Under Armour brand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look, man. This motherfucker was in the game plan. Like, like I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how to take. Like I say, I don't know the video game like you do.
Yeah.
So your answer will be way more better than mine. But
to be honest, I don't really know the video game that much. All I know is that pretty much Kratos. I don't even really know the story behind the shit. I just played it a couple times. I haven't really played it to that because I'm an Xbox guy. I don't really fuck a PlayStation like that. So but I do know that Kratos basically is like a god killer or whatever. His family got killed off by one of the guys, I think like Odin or some shit like that. I know if anybody is a God of War fan, forgive me if I'm fucking it up. I just said I didn't know, so give me some leeway. But pretty much he goes around and he kills the gods of all the mythologies and shit in all the video games. And I know the last one that they had, he had his son with him. And yeah, they was fighting all the gods of Norse mythology. So like they was fighting Odin and Thor and Loki and all them. So I really don't know. I see clips of it on like TikTok and YouTube and shit, but I really don't know too much about it. I haven't played the last game. I think the last one I played was maybe either the first one or the second one.
okay.
Yeah, but I just know that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to games like that, because when it comes to games like that, when they make these movies, because they have such a huge fan base, and because they have like, you know what I'm saying, like all these people who really fuck with it, like Mortal Kombat, for instance, right? Like because of the success of the game, the movie got, you know what I'm saying, whatever success it got. You know what I mean? They able to keep remaking this fucking game over and over and over and over again with the same characters, same shit. Ain't nothing new about none of this shit.
Well, it actually did that. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a while, but I've been seeing, because of social media, I seen Freddy on that joint. I seen Jason on there.
Yeah, I mean, like they can add people, like, because I know like they had like Rambo on there, they had Terminator and shit on there. I seen that because my son played the last one, was Mortal Kombat 11. He played that one like wasn't nobody business. So like they had the Ninja Turtles and shit on there. Like they had a whole bunch of shit on there. But like for a minute they was mixing it up because DC had bought the rights to Mortal Kombat. Okay. So they had like Mortal Kombat versus DC, and then like on they took the template from Mortal Kombat and made the DC Injustice games where you could do like one-on-one combat with superheroes and shit. And then with DC versus Mortal Kombat, it kind of brought the mix of the superheroes and the villains with the heroes and the villains of Mortal Kombat together and shit like that. So like it was a nice little run that they had, but I mean, it's the same people. It ain't really like no super new characters. Well, in the last one they had new characters. I take that back. But that you had to play all that shit to the end to get them and all that shit. It was like some back in time type shit. Of course, Liu Kang is the good guy. Shang Tsung is still the bad guy, that type shit. But outside of that, I don't know, man. It's to me, when you make the video game movies, it's super dangerous. Especially when they live action joints. It's real dangerous. Like when because he did Rampage. And I don't know if a lot of people remember Rampage, but Rampage was a game that was on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, where basically you played as these big ass monsters and you just like ran through cities and did your best to tear them up. And whoever tore the most shit up won. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then y'all fight each other, but yeah, like he's done some movies. I'm trying to think if he done any other video game movies.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the video game movie they need to do. Well, I did see. I'm just gonna mention this. They got a Twisted Metal movie coming out.
No, that's a show. I think
show?
it's already out. Yeah,
Okay,
it's on,
all right.
Either Peacock or Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find that because I think because Twisted Metal was my shit back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely,
a game that they need to make into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a game that just came when I first got my Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo. It came with Killer Instinct.
Oh,
that
man.
shit was you
They
want
brought that back out too.
Fire?
Yeah,
they need to make it. Man, they want to make a movie about video game. Get Killer Instinct. I want to see somebody get hit with a 109 hit combo.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
yes.
or get the combo breaker. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of video game movies, they made a game out of Gran Turismo.
I seen that.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I seen that, and then I also did you hear about the people who are like real big gamers that like that they actually went out there and beat professional, like the gamers beat the actual professional drivers on the track because they've been doing the simulations good that they actually went out there and beat the real drivers?
Yeah, so that's what the movie's about.
It's crazy.
It's about that story actually. So
that is insane.
Well, I mean, it depends, bro, because like the way that like some of these setups that these guys have, like they could really like tune that shit up to where it's really like driving a car. So I can really see them, you know what I'm saying, like being able to shift that over to a real car once they get the hang of the speed, like as far as the actual physics of it and everything, the physicality. I could definitely see that. That's not a real stretch, you know what I'm
saying? If you say so, man. I think it's wild. Is the fact that you like this is your profession, is a professional driver. And then there's dudes that sit in their room, like you said. Some of them have that great setup, like in oh my god, in Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Was you able to finish Dave? So he had like this chair joint, and like it was like this. It was like these 3 screens. It was like the one big screen in the front, the 2 screens on the side, and the seat like leaned back.
Yeah,
and it's like. Man, I'm talking about, man, I could zone out into some shit like that.
So I seen something like that where a dude had they sell the actual seats. So you get, it's like the seat is a gaming chair, and then it's like a desk in front of you that you put the steering wheel thing right there, and then it's another thing at the bottom that clamps down on the pedal, and you can connect it to your PC or whatever, and then it got the tables for the screen right here and the screens on the side. You don't go back, but you basically sitting up like you're driving, and you can literally see, like, you know what I'm saying, like you driving in a fucking car. It's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, I've seen some wild setups.
Yeah, it is, man. It must be nice though. I wish I had that type of money to be able to get a fucking setup like that. So I want to switch gears real quick. So
let's do that.
Have you ever seen? It's a movie. It's on Tubi. I don't know if it's a Tubi movie, but I do know it was straight to like it didn't hit no theaters or nothing like that. But it's called Mind Cage.
No.
So it got Martin Lawrence in it, right? Which is very odd for Martin to do this type of movies, right? Yeah. But it came out in 2022. Martin haven't really been doing a lot lately. Then I don't know if he did this shit because Bad Boys 4 got pushed back. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But he's actually an executive producer for the movie. Now, when you hear about the movie, so basically what it is, so Martin Lawrence is this veteran detective, right? And he got his stripes basically because he was able to put this killer, the serial killer, locked up. Like he was the one who solved the case to get the serial killer locked up. And the serial killer is your boy, John Malkovich, right?
Okay.
So John Malkovich is on death row.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden, So like the way that John Malkovich would kill people is like he would like kill them. He would like take their bodies, like kind of like a taxidermist would do, and like, but he would set them up in like these religious type of things, like had them like sitting on a cross and flowers and whatever. Like he dressed them up religiously and all this type of shit. So they like, yo, we got a copycat killer. All right, so they bring in this rookie. I don't know if she's necessarily a rookie, but she's she don't have the stripes that Martin has. So they want old girl to help solve the case this time.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I caught this dude the first time. If it's a copycat, I'd be able to catch this dude or whatever. Well, so the only way that they could feel that they could make any progress is like, let's see if anybody been visiting him. So they go talk to him. But this motherfucker knows everything before everything fucking happened. Like, man, what the fuck? Like, this motherfucker know about the cases. This motherfucker know about the new girl. Never even met her. He know everything about her. We like, yo, how the fuck does this motherfucker know everything before the shit even fucking happens, right?
Yeah.
And so John Malkovich is this artist. So like he you know what I'm saying? He could draw everything down to a T. Cause like his whole cell set up is like they let him have like a canvas in there and they let him paint whatever you want to paint or whatever, right? Okay, so now, so you got these murders, they stacking up and shit. So you like, what the fuck is going on? So then you figure out towards the end, so old girl went to go see him again. So she's trying to figure out like what the fuck is going on. So this motherfucker draws like her while she's sitting there. And so he leaves like this little clue. She ended up finding like the clue or whatever. And so the whole twist of the movie is any person that he draws, he controls them. So he's sitting in the cell. That's like let's say he draw you and he can possess you.
Yeah.
And you will be long story short, at the end of the day, the person that was the copycat killer the whole motherfucking time was Martin. He had no idea. He's the cop, had no idea that he was taking over his fucking brain, and he was the one that was doing all of these fucking killings.
Hey man, please, writers, get off straight. Please. What the fuck are we doing, man? What the fuck?
And the only reason I watched this shit because I was like, say got Martin in it, and Martin's playing a serious role. Like he's not. I mean, but Martin, he might throw a one-liner in there, but like he's 90% of the time he's serious. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, a serious movie. He's a serious detective. He's, he's acting. It's not no funny shit. But it's just like the whole time you like, cause like the more and more shit that's being revealed, you like, yo, how did this motherfucker know everything? Like he knows everything.
Still murdering motherfuckers from the prison.
Yes, he still murdering people from the prison.
He was like, and they letting this nigga be an artist.
Yes. Yo, it's wild, and I'm like, yo, Martin
that is fucking nuts.
But the crazy thing is, he didn't do it for a check because he put money into it. He's an executive producer.
I don't know, man. I ain't got no free. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you,
that shit sound like it belonged on Tubi. That's ridiculous.
Hey, hold on now. Ridiculous. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why we can't kill Tubi.
No, I'm not killing Tubi. I'm just saying it sounds like it belonged on Tubi though.
But yeah, this is the wild thing about Tubi, man. The crazy thing about it is, especially older movies, it got some fire fucking shit on
everything on there.
Like all the movies that y'all fuck with in like the 90s and shit, that shit is Tubi. On there.
But I will say this.
Fuck it.
I will say this though, before you go down that list, Tubi is the YouTube of independent film. I'm sorry. It
is, but they got a joint coming out though. And that's why I said maybe we shouldn't kill them yet, because that new the Departments.
Well, that's what. That's what I'm not killing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not killing them. I'm just saying it's the YouTube of independent films, because if you notice lately, it's been a trend of like people talking about all of these Tubi original movies that's been coming out. And they, of course, they talk about how bad the actors are and how bad
Yeah.
the acting is. But the dope part about it is like, think about how many people are able to now get their movies out and like make their own independent films and really get through all of that. And now they have a platform to be able to send it to, or at least sell it to, and people can see their work now. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think it's really dope. And that's why I'm saying it's the YouTube of independent movies, because think about how many content creators we got out here that's actually putting out dope ass content on YouTube.
No, maybe it's not YouTube. Because let's think about it. Where people used to go. Let's really get into the shits. It used to be Netflix. Netflix used to put up a lot. But the thing about Netflix, though, it's a lot of international shit.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the international shit that we never would have seen is on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe it is YouTube. But the thing is, a lot of these people that are making these independent films, that's where they wanted to go. They wanted to go to Netflix.
Yeah, that's absolutely. But see, what I'm saying is, like, you got to think about this too. Like, all of those people who was making content, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to send it to certain sites and do all the other shit. And it didn't really work out that way. But on YouTube, you can just upload that shit to YouTube and let the people decide. To me, I feel like Tubi is that same type of platform to where you can put it on there and let the people decide. Yeah, I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, make jokes about Tubi and everything else. But I guarantee you, if you look at Tubi's numbers, they have a surge in viewership. They definitely do, because it's some movies on there that I've seen and I'm like, you know what? That was actually pretty good. The acting, like I said, the acting is kind of off. But as far as like just story, as far as just plot and all that shit, like, it's really some shit on there that it's a few sleepers on there you can catch and be like, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there.
I don't know about that mind game shit you talk about, but outside of that,
like mind cage.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, and I watched it because I saw Martin was in it and I saw John Malkovich was in it. Absolutely. I'm like, okay, those are two heavy hitters there.
Yeah.
And for it to turn out to be what it was, I was like, okay. And this is my thing with Martin. Like, should I say this? This is the thing. Like, I've seen him as like the thing with Martin is if you want him to do a completely serious movie, I don't know. Now he could be serious, like he's always have serious moments in like his comedy shit. Like Nothing to Lose, which I watched on Tubi not too long back.
Okay.
Shit.
He'll get serious.
Yeah, but he was. It was a lot of comedic shit in it too.
I mean, but that was technically a dramatic.
It wasn't. Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like 95.5. Like this movie, like it was rarely he made a joke.
Okay.
So it was just like, I don't know, man. Even though he played a cop and he played a cop all the time in fucking Bad Boys, it didn't hit. It didn't slap.
Yeah.
And I really struggled to finish it, to be honest with you. But the reason I wanted to bring it up because like I just wanted to see your facial expression of like like this is what this movie was about.
Yeah, that's
because
wow.
It's a wild ass movie, but we've seen them do this whole copycat shit before. Like they didn't reinvent the wheel. They fucked the wheel up.
They definitely put a turn on that motherfucker for sure.
Yeah. They didn't do good with this one, but you know what I mean. They tried their best, but it wasn't a good movie. But I just
I'm gonna watch it though. I'm definitely gonna. I gotta watch it. I don't care how bad a movie is. I don't care how horrible a movie is. I have to watch it, bro. Because to me, that's the best type of entertainment. I mean, y'all already know what my favorite bad movie of all time is. And that shit is horrible. Nothing about that movie makes sense. Nothing about that movie is good. Nothing about that shit. I mean, just it's all trash, bro. It's just all trash. The Velocipaster is the worst movie probably ever made. But I get a kick out of that movie, man. I love watching it. I mean, it's like Sharknado. When Sharknado came out, nobody thought that shit was good for real. But just the fact that it garnered the type of attention that it did, that just lets you know that sometimes bad movies end up being good movies.
Or yeah, maybe not good
Sometimes it's so
movies,
bad
but
it's good.
yeah. Not so sometimes
Yeah.
something so bad is good, and
Absolutely.
we definitely seen like a lot of movies that turn out to be like that. Because there's a lot of movies that are like that, where it's just like the movie, it's like it's like The Ugly Girl. It's like, God damn, I can't stop looking at this ugly motherfucker,
Yeah.
man. It's like he's so ugly, I can't stop looking. It's like, man, what is going on?
Absolutely. That's hilarious.
Hey,
Bro.
come on, man. You know
That
you've
is
seen it
comedy.
before.
Oh
He's
no,
like,
for sure.
because he's sitting
Like,
there looking like, how is that
yeah,
possible?
absolutely, yes. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean, bro. I know exactly what you mean. That's just like when people wear like fake shoes. It's like that. Like you just looking like you really decided to come outside in them, huh? Like, all
Yo,
right.
I saw some shit where some dude showed up to an award show. I can't remember exactly what the shoes was, but he had like some Air Force Ones on, but he cut the fucking front of them off, so it looked like
Toe
his
out.
toes.
That's
Yes.
wild. That is wild.
Hey, can you imagine this Air Force Ones with the fucking front, the one little front part missing?
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
Yo,
Nah, that's
it's
not
like,
it.
y'all need to stop.
Yeah, that's not it, bro. I'm sorry, that's not the one. So have you seen Rise of the Dead? I mean, Rise of the Dead, Evil Dead Rise yet?
No, I have not, man. I
It
have
is
not
out
seen it yet.
on. I think it's out on Max.
I'm definitely that's something that I definitely been looking forward to.
Yeah, that was a banger, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is on Max now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you
I'm
gotta
definitely
check
gonna
that
have to
out.
watch the shit.
You got to check that out. That was a banger, man. Because I think that's one we for sure might have to end up covering. So what have you been what have you got on the what we watching list that you're not putting out for next episode?
Okay, right. So I actually got a few, and but I was able to finish some shit up. So I was able to finish up Class of 09. So
Okay.
I talked about that a couple of weeks back on What We Watching.
Yeah.
And that was the TV show that had Brian Tyree Henry in it, Kate Mora's in it. It's about the best class that graduated from Quantico or whatever. And so what was real interesting about the show was the character that his name is Teo, but it was played by Brian Tyree Henry. So he ends up because the dope thing about the show is the past, the present, and the future. But the present go from 2022 to 2025.
Okay.
So it's like a 3-year span in the present, and the future is in 2035, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And so basically, towards the end of the show, what made it really crazy was so one of the girls that graduated from that class, she created this system. And what she wanted to do with the system is she wanted to have AI basically assist humans on solving these cases and trying to prevent certain shit from happening. Well, they rejected her idea.
As they should.
When Teo picked it up, which is Brian Tyree Henry, basically the AI was controlling the humans. So what they ended up doing was, the AI was able to basically they flipped it where you're not a suspect until you're on a radar to everybody's a suspect. So the reason his whole thinking was, which was dope, was they put the whole race factor in there. And his whole thing was Black people are always the ones that are being targeted and shit like that.
Yeah.
He was like, what if we can create a system where everybody is a target or a suspect and it's not just Black people?
Mm-hmm.
And so what the AI started doing was it started monitoring everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yo, it looked like this dude about to do a fucking school shooting. So they fucking arrest your ass before you do it.
So this is like Minority Report and iRobot had a baby.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like they are, and then like so then people start getting pissed off and start protesting. They was like, yo, like quote unquote, my son ain't even done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all done fucking arrested him. You know what I'm saying? For some shit that he ain't even done. I was like, yeah, but he was about to do it. How
Yeah.
the fuck you know that? Well, that's what the AI told us. You know what I'm saying? So it was like basically like that, and then he ended up, bringing the whole class back together. Not the whole class, but you know what I'm saying, the main characters of that class to
Mm-hmm.
try to, shut the system down. Because another thing that it ended up doing, it ended up arresting his fucking wife because she was teaching in her class like some black revolutionary shit,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just saying that she was basically becoming a threat.
Oh,
And so
she'll teach the CRT, huh? Oh, okay. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
so they
They
ended up
slick.
coming. Yeah, they coming in. They came and arrested her ass, and he was like,
That's
"All right, we
crazy.
gotta shut this." He's like, "Yo, we gotta shut this shit down." So
That's
it
crazy.
ended up being a pretty good show, man. It's a FX Hulu show.
Yeah.
Um, I was able to put a cap on that, but it's a pretty good show, man. And I like that he's able to, like me and you, we talked about him. I think when we did Bullet Train, and we
Yeah.
were just talking about like he's on the rise, man.
Absolutely.
Like he's definitely on the rise.
He's been in some hits.
Yeah, and I was telling you about that one movie that he did with Jennifer Lawrence on it wasn't on Apple. It was on
He was
Apple.
on- yeah.
Yeah, he got that one movie with Jennifer Lawrence on Apple, which was crazy as fuck. We asked that motherfucker to move in when he just met her, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's on the rise. But Class of '09, man, it's a pretty good show, man.
Man, that's what's up, man. So the I told you guys about the murders at White House Farm, which to me, one of those like murder mystery type shows,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a foreign show too, so it's like it kind of got like the English accents and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It was a lot better than what I expected it to be. Just looking at the trailer for it that they showed, I didn't really, what I'm saying, have too much into it, but like watching it, it really kept me intrigued. It was super dope because, like I explained to y'all last time, pretty much, it was a lady. She pretty much had some mental issues going on. Um, Her husband take her back home with her mother and her father, and the rest of the family. They all basically like just try to come together to help her out. So the husband had to leave for like this work trip or whatever. Next thing you know, um, the night that he dropped her off, and the night the he dropped her off the night that he had to leave. He gets a call from his brother-in-law, pretty much saying that she spat. Ooh, I can't say that word. She had a breakdown and pretty much killed everybody and killed herself. And then they go through a couple episodes, and the cousin is real close to the family because I guess like the mother and father kind of raised her too. And so once it comes to like burying the parents and everything and dealing with all the affairs of the parents, like the brother get to like tripping on some other stuff. And so the cousin is like, yo, I think he has something to do with this, whatever, whatever. One of the cops, he's trying to convince them that this is not what it looks like. The other cop is like, this is pretty much an open and closed. You know what I'm saying? This is a shut case, Johnson. And the husband, he's not really involved, but he is. It's kind of weird, which made me kind of think at first, like I was thinking he had something to do with it, but
Mm-hmm.
come to find out he didn't. Ended up being the brother. Like the brother went and killed every goddamn body, and then killed the sister. Set it up to where the sister pretty much was going to kill herself. They end up finding out because of the way that the length of the shotgun or something like that, she wouldn't have been able to pull that off. You know what I'm saying? The way it was. So Yeah, it was the way they had it set up was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was nice. Some twists and turns in that joint, so I always appreciate that. And then, man, I'm excited to see what they bring for Black Mirror because I know they said it's supposed to be a few more episodes that they drop, and I was thoroughly impressed with what they had put out. The only one that I really wasn't messing with was the werewolf story. I thought that was kind of
Yeah,
lame.
that was weird. I
Yeah, because
didn't.
that
Yeah,
it didn't fit in none of the stuff that Black Mirror do.
I get that. I tell you another one that I really didn't feel too much was the Demon 79 one. I was just like, to
Yeah,
me,
I actually
I don't.
liked that one, but I didn't think it fit either though.
Yeah, I think like the first four. I think like the first four, it was like, okay, this is Black Mirror ish, and then it was
The
just
first
like,
one for sure.
yeah, and that's something that we'll talk more about that off air, but
Yeah,
like that's definitely one that I
yeah.
would
The first one to
love
me
to
was
cover.
perfection. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
perfection.
yeah, they did their thing with that one, and they did right by having that one first because they
Hmm.
got you as excited as fuck. Like, yo, what's next? You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
and they
And
kind of went
so,
downhill after that.
yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, Black Mirror, man, that's just one of those shows where really, man, like when that shit first came out, that shit took this shit by storm. Like
oh my god! But it was so good though.
it really was. It
It
really
was
was.
really
Like
that good, bro.
yeah, so I don't know what happened. I don't know. See, but I will say this though. Sometimes I think that people try to get. I think there is a such thing as being too creative.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that when you got a lane, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you stick then definitely come up with a different story. And I'm not saying that people should not be creative because you always should
Mhm.
be creative. That's what this whole
Right.
shit is about. But it's like sometimes it's like, yo, you need somebody in the room like, you going a little too far. Like the whole
Yeah,
werewolf one is like, really? Do we
that shit
really
was out
want to
of
do
line.
this?
Yeah, that shit was out of line. That literally had nothing to do with anything that Black Mirror is. Because to me, right, like the whole theme of Black Mirror was like kind of futuristic ish, but
Yeah,
also dealing with like the woes of technology and what that could bring. And then it's like the werewolf shit had nothing to do with nothing. I
yeah,
don't know.
like
I don't even know how that shit could have been a movie on Tubi. You know what I'm saying? If they really wanted to make, no, I'm serious. If they
I mean,
really
yeah.
wanted to put that together, that would have been a dope. Like if they really would have made that a movie, I think that would have been a dope movie to create. Like this reporter who finds out that this superstar who dealing with this problem ends up getting into this shit with this shaman dude who turns into a fucking werewolf. That shit would have been a pretty good movie, probably. Um, but between that and like you said, the one with the demon, I thought that was kind of interesting. And the only reason I said that like that one, I'm a little bit at odds with is only because of the dialogue in it. To me, kind of fit in that Black Mirror area. It wasn't necessarily like the story of it. It was just the dialogue between her and the demon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was interesting. But outside of that, like it definitely started going downhill. Like the one with the freaky parents, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Who the fuck still got a fucking VCR?
I mean, that wasn't a foreign country.
Man,
VCR still might be hitting out there.
that's crazy.
But no, what's crazy was old girl eyebrows. That's what was crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And her haircut too. But that was you are absolutely
Yeah.
right. I will say this though. If your country still has VCRs, you should not be able to go to war. You should not be able to deal with any kind of political affairs worldwide, internationally, any of that other stuff. You shouldn't be able to be in nothing. You shouldn't be able to be in NATO or the
Uh-huh.
UN, none of that stuff, bro. Like you should really work on technology first before you continue to be diplomatic with any other country because that's wild.
Now I'm gonna tell you what's wild, my guy. So I mentioned this on What We're Watching a while back, but I was able to finish the show. And that's called Saint X, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because they were talking about it on Joe's show a couple of weeks back, but that's a whole other thing. So basically what that show was about was this girl, like they was going back and forth from, I don't know, the 90s to present time or whatever. And so this girl had ended up, she was really trying to hunch everybody on the fucking island or whatever, because she was like, she was hoeing, but she wasn't hoeing. Like she wasn't giving up the box. You know what I mean? But she was just, giving you everything but the box. Yeah, like everything but it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She'll slob you down, all that type of shit. Then when you go take the drawers off, you know what I mean? You get the knife.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She was a common freak. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So she had a little sister, and like the present time, the little sister is grown up now. And like she has not gotten over the fact of like her sister's missing case never been solved. But what makes this whole show tricky is the fact of like one of the dudes to the outer resort that they went to, one of the dudes is a cab driver in New York now. So she keeps showing up to this Caribbean spot trying to get dude to talk to her, whatever. So the dude finally get to talk to her. So he opens up. The only reason I bring this shit back up is the fact of like seeing the end and how this shit ended, and you like this is it, like really, like this whole fucking time. So basically, one thing that ended up being wild was the one dude that worked for the resort that the old girl was, you know what I'm saying, smooching on and all this type shit. Come to find out, let me get to the correct terms here. He ended up being bisexual. And he ended up the dude that's the cab driver in New York. They ended up like, cause see, the whole girl plan was, this is what her plan was. And she told her friend about it, like her one girlfriend about it. She was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do it tonight." She was like, "You gonna do what?" She was like, "I'm finally gonna basically let dude smash or whatever." So her friend convinced her to do a fucking threesome, right? So this bitch ain't never fucked before, but she gonna have a threesome with two black guys from the Caribbean, right?
Oh my god, man! Stop, bro! They gotta stop that shit, man.
So
this is like has ruined movies, and oh my god, go ahead.
So and then to let everybody know, these girls are white. So they they go to this one secluded spot or whatever. So they kissing and shit. So she kissed the one guy she been kissing, then she kissed the other guy and all this type of shit. So then she's like, now y'all kiss. They're like, the fuck? So, you know how, not all dudes, but you know how some dudes is, all right, pop kiss. Like, let's get this shit out of the way. So they fucking kiss or whatever, right? So then, somehow, she fucking goes off. These motherfuckers start kissing for real, holding hands and shit. So then he's like, yo, like, they grew up together. He was like, yo, like, why you think I didn't want you and old girl to stay together? Because the one guy had got, the guy that's living in New York now, he had got a girl pregnant or whatever, but she don't want to date him. So he was like, why you think I'm not convincing her to date you? Because I want to be with you and all this type shit or whatever. So the girl ended up going off.
Love and hip hop shit. This shit is Love and Hip Hop Jamaica.
So
the fuck? What the fuck is going on, man?
So then, right? So they talked about there's a sacred place on the island or whatever, right? Yeah. And so, so the girl, because the girl caught them
kissing. Please don't tell me they went there for the threesome.
No. So they got mad, not mad, but the girl caught them like kissing for real, and so they got in their feelings. So old girl left. So the girl had ended up knowing how to get to the place, and she was a great swimmer. So she swims to the fucking place, and so she gets on the rock. She stands. It's like this rock, and it's like this waterfall. So it looks all pretty and all this type shit. My guy.
She slipped and fell.
She slipped and fell. Busted on the slip.
Oh
But this is the part. So she slipped and fall, bust her own shit. But the thing is, the dude that was the cab driver, he got in trouble for her being missing because technically they were the last people seen with her.
Yes. I gotta watch this now. Oh man. Hey, listen, there's no better feeling than to watch this shit thinking that somebody killed her, and only to find out the most upsetting thing is that it was all an accident and nobody had nothing to do with it. Nobody had nothing to do with it. That is genius. That is genius.
Yeah. And then like when she died, her little sister, she was like 9 or whatever, and she's like in her 20s now, and she was all obsessed with trying to figure out what the fuck happened to her sister, and then come to find out, your sister slipped and fell, and fucking killed her goddamn self. And this whole damn time you've been,
you done exposed these two dudes and everything, and then put out all their little business. Son of a bitch, I gotta watch this. What is this on?
It's on Hulu. It's called Saint X.
Saint X. All right, I gotta check this out. That shit sounds crazy. That is a wild ass story. Now, whoever wrote that, bravo.
Now I'm gonna tell you what Joe was killing him about the show, because he was like, they put all the stereotypes in it, right? So old girl that was gonna do the threesome with him, whatever. So she's sitting on like this little log, and she's like listening to some, I don't know, Alanis Morissette or some shit. And so then,
I remember when they put up, she changed it to some
started playing Biggie. Hey, and I didn't catch it at the time until Joe said something about it. Yeah. I was like, yo, I mean, I did catch it, but I was just like, okay, she's just trying to seem cool. You know what I mean? But like, it's wild because like she was going back and forth, because she was like talking to this white dude. And like I said, she was really a tease, to be honest with you. Like she was really just going around teasing all of these dudes and shit. And then there was this one guy who was an older guy that was the same age as her parents and shit. Like this motherfucker, yo, listen, you want to talk about a perv? This motherfucker like stole like a piece of her clothing or some shit and like sniffing the shit. And like he would always like stare at her when she was like walking out, to the fact of where the dude's wife knew that he was looking at this 17-year-old girl and shit.
Right.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that there was a part where, I don't know if it was set up this way, but it kind of felt like, and this could be just my observation, it's like he couldn't like really like get it up for his wife, but like when he had like old girls like smell or whatever, like he's like ready to fucking shit. And the wife was like, yo, like you need to chill. Like, that girl is 17, you need to drop this shit. And I'm like, yo, what? First of all, what type of relationship y'all got? But then at the same time, it was some weirdo shit. But like
911 on that motherfucker, buddy.
Definitely.
Different.
He was the one that should have been arrested.
Absolutely. They was on the wrong case. Yeah, for sure. That's where the police should be going. The fuck kind of shit.
Oh man, hey, boy, you wild as fuck.
Shit. Well, man, oh man. Let's go ahead. And, what's up?
Oh, I know we're going into the coming soon, but the question is, are we gonna do what we was gonna do today, or we just gonna move on and kind of push that one, or how you want to do it?
We could go ahead and do the one we're supposed to do today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. We definitely got to cover that, man. Because Rodney Dangerfield, bro, like that dude, man. We'll talk about it in the next.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
So coming soon. I'm not gonna play the music. It's the movie that we said we was gonna do this episode. Yes, we saying it again. Ladybug, starring Rodney Dangerfield, and Jackie. What is it? Jack A? Is it Jackie or Jack A?
Because it got like 2 E's or the apostrophe going on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I remember back in the day, like she used to correct people about that shit. But I think it was like Jack A. Harris or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, she was on Sister Sister.
Yeah, she was the mom on Sister Sister. Yep. And she was in 227, wasn't she?
227. I'm not sure. About that one.
227, the old TV show 227. I'm about to check. But matter of fact, damn, yeah, she on the she was on 227. With Marla Gibbs and Regina King, I believe. Not Regina Hall, Regina King.
Okay.
Yeah, Regina King was on there. It was a bunch of great black actresses in that show, man. I'm trying to think who else was in there. It was another. What's the old lady that was in not I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Don't Be a Menace. The grandma and Don't Be a Menace.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. You brought that up.
She was in it too.
But so my youngest Jacoby wanted to watch a movie. So I was like, all right, what you want to watch? And he was like, I don't know. So I was like, all right. So I'm naming all of the streaming systems I got.
Yeah.
He says Tubi. I was like, all right, let's go on Tubi.
For sure.
He see Don't Be a Menace. He's like, yo, I want to watch that. That fucking movie.
Yeah. She was the grandma from Don't Be a Menace when she came out dressed up like Dead Presidents. She was in the show too. I'm telling you, like 227, they got some stars off that show, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, definitely we covering Ladybugs for sure next time, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready for that. But listen, if you enjoyed the behind the scenes today, if you didn't enjoy the behind the scenes today, if you two still don't know what the hell Fast and Furious is about, hit us up and let us know on social media. You can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnonPod. You can also follow us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. Don't forget, we have a community on Twitter where we could chat and talk about all the movies and television that's going on and right now, in the past, in the future, all that good stuff. And also, don't forget to subscribe to get our exclusive and extra shows. It's only $2.99 a month. Excuse me. You can gain access to all of the other episodes that we have locked away in the vault. And if you would like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I have a link to in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. The last episode is still 127, which is Creed 3. And I got some heat coming. So be on alert, man. I got some heat coming y'all way. So be on the lookout for it. And that's all I got.
Yes, sir, man. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, also I forgot to announce, we forgot to announce, I'm sorry, that we have our YouTube page coming up soon. So make sure you stay out on the lookout for that. We are currently in the process of getting everything together for that. So if it's not up by this week, it will be up early next week. So just keep an eye out. We'll make sure we put the links and everything in there. If you also like to subscribe, the link is also in the description of the podcast. And you can go to any of our social medias as well and sign up for the subscription as well. And listen, man, that's all we got. So like they say in Hollywood, that is a wrap.
Good.